Squiz Kids acknowledges the traditional owners of the lands on which we podcast, the Turrbal and Kombumerri people.
Squiz Kids!
It's your daily news fix. Fun, free, fresh.
Hello, faithful Squiz Kids listeners, and welcome to the Kids vs. Adults Weekly News Squiz. Your chance to see who's had their listening ears on and been paying the most attention to the week that just was. I'm Bryce Corbett. All week in the Squiz Kids Today podcast, we've been bringing you the big news stories of the day, run through our kid-friendly filter to make sure you know all you need to know about the world around you. Now, it's time to test how much of the week's news you've retained, and in the process, see who's smarter, kids or adults. Plus, of course, because it's a Friday, we've got all today's birthday shout-outs and all the shout-outs for the weekend coming, including the birthday reggae tune, because it wouldn't be a Friday without it. So, here's how the quiz works. 5 questions for kids about the weekend news, then 5 questions for adults. Whoever answers the most correct questions wins. Simples. You ready? Let's do this. Alright kids, here are your 5 questions. Question number 1. We heard in the podcast this week how the people of Buñol in Spain have been celebrating a festival called La Tomatina, throwing what at each other in a very colourful annual tradition. Is it A, oranges, B, chickens, or C, tomatoes? Yeah, that's right, the clue's in the name, La Tomatina. It's tomatoes, C. Question number 2. This one's a true or false question. True or false? The Indian Space Agency this week successfully launched a mission to the sun. It is, in fact, true. Question number 3. The NRL finals get underway this weekend with 8 teams vying for premiership glory. Those teams are the Brisbane Broncos, the Canberra Raiders, the Newcastle Knights, the Melbourne Storm, the Penrith Panthers, the Cronulla Sharks, go the Sharkies, the Sydney Roosters, and which team from New Zealand? Yeah, of course, it's the New Zealand Warriors. Question number 4. We heard in the podcast this week how a woman in Tennessee, in the United States, spent the last 33 years growing a world record-winning mullet. Is her mullet A, 121 centimetres long, B, 172 centimetres long, or C, 487 centimetres long? It's B, 172 centimetres long. Wow, that's a lot of mullet. Question number 5. Scientists have been training dogs to sniff out the nests of which endangered species, as we heard in the podcast this week, so that their eggs can be counted and ultimately they can be protected. I'll give you a hint. It's a native animal. Their babies have the adorable name of puggles. Did you say platypus? Then you are correct. How did you go, kids? How many did you get right out of 5? Do you reckon that's enough to beat the adults? Yeah, I reckon so too. Okay, adults, now it's your turn. Fire up the grey matter. Here we go. Question number 1. Which divisive CEO retired a couple of months early this week as the head of Australia's national airline Qantas? Yes, I'm talking about Alan Joyce. Question number 2. The possessions of which late legendary frontman have gone up for auction in London this week? And I could just rhapsodise about this pop star all day. Yeah, that's right, it's Freddie Mercury. Question number 3. Which favourite pavlova topping fruit might you have to go without this Christmas as supply dwindles due to the warmer winter weather preventing the plants from flowering this year? Is it A, strawberries, B, kiwi fruit, or C, mangoes? The answer is C, mangoes. Question number 4. A parade of which breed of dog was held outside Buckingham Palace this week to commemorate the first anniversary of the death of Queen Elizabeth II? Yeah, it's obvious when you think about it. The dogs were, of course, corgis. Question number 5. 70,000 people were trapped by what at the Burning Man Festival in the Nevada desert this week? Was it A, mud, B, snow, or C, a pack of coyotes? Would have to be a pretty big pack of coyotes, wouldn't it, for 70,000 people? It was, in fact, A, mud. How did you go, adults? How many did you get right? Did you beat the kids? Who's been paying the most attention to the week that just was? If you've missed any of these cool news stories throughout the week and you want to refresh your memory, all of this week's Squiz Kids episodes are available for a re-listen wherever you get your podcasts. Well, that's the end of the quiz, which means it's now time for...
Shout-outs.
It's Friday, September 8, the 78th birthday of TikTok celebrity Grandad Frank, whose wholesome dance and comedy content has racked up more than 1.7 billion views. It's also a Friday, and you know what that means. Heaps of birthday shout-outs for today and the coming weekend, for which it's customary to break out the old birthday reggae tune. Hit it! And it's happy birthday today to Braxton from Woongarra, Isabella from Lyons, Joy from Mernda, Henry from The Ponds, Lucas from Unanderra, Zara from Naremburn, Emilia from Canberra, Anderson from Hawthorne, and Loic, who's listening all the way over there in Montreal in Canada. And belated birthday wishes go to Carolyn from Pakenham and Sophie from Goulburn. And celebrating a birthday over the coming weekend are... Charlie from Ivanhoe, Levi from Balgowlah Heights, Dixie from Clifton Hill, Zach from Waverton, Charlie from Newtown, Valentino from Beveridge, Emily from Burpengary, Reese from Yamanto, Samuel and Pat from Ipswich, Hallie from Schofields, Andrew from Vermont South, Clara from West Pennant Hills, Harrison from Orangeville, Millie from Goodna, Aline from Holsworthy, and Berry, who's listening all the way over there in the United States of America. Well, that's all we have time for. I hope you're enjoying these quizzes. Don't forget, there'll be a new one dropping first thing every Friday morning. And the best bit, they're absolutely free. Just as all our other excellent content is also free. We're talking a Squiz Kids Today news podcast on Mondays, Wednesdays and Thursdays, a Squiz Kids Shortcut or a Squiz the World every Tuesday, and for all the teachers out there, there's a Classroom Companion, our teacher-produced daily classroom activity sheets. Curriculum aligned and tied to the daily podcast twice a week, now on Mondays and Wednesdays. Genius. Check it all out at squizkids.com.au or simply subscribe to Squiz Kids in your favourite podcasting app and all this groovy content will magically appear. For now though, this is Bryce Corbett signing off and reminding you all to get out there and have a most excellent day. Over and out.